Do our conversations about crypto have you wanting to do more with your career? Check out Fidelity, which has been exploring Bitcoin and blockchain since 2014. They were the first traditional asset manager to launch a native crypto business and also among the first to launch a Bitcoin exchange-traded product. So why consider Fidelity? Because they invest in their talent with continuing education programs and they invest in their technology, ensuring associates are working with the latest and greatest so that their crypto teams can continue to improve and evolve their product, staying ahead of the rapidly changing digital asset landscape. With Fidelity's iterative, scalable approach, built to meet today's increasing demands across the digital space, and a commitment to developing innovative tools, there's never been a more interesting time to work in crypto and DeFi at Fidelity. Explore Fidelity Crypto Careers today. Go to crypto.fidelitycareers.com to learn more. That's crypto.fidelitycareers.com. Fidelity is an equal opportunity employer. And now it is on with the show. My guest today is Xin. Xin is the co-founder and CEO of Xin, which is it's like a blockchain company leading the industry in token distribution, verifiable credentials, kind of building out nation-state blockchain infrastructure. That's a good way to understand it. We'll learn about all this today. Welcome to the show, Xin.
Thanks, Andy.
I guess to begin with, Xin, it'd be good just to get a little bit of your background. Do you want to give us some background on what you've been doing in the lead up to co-founding Xin?
Yeah, so it's a sort of long story. Like we started Xin like 4.5 years ago. I was a crypto investor, but before crypto investing, I'm an engineer, also doing like hardware crypto mining rigs. Like 4.5 years ago, we do the startup. We'll start to build softwares in this Web3 hype. Like that was a time when people think Web3 going to we'll start with the startup building applications, and later we e-signed the first contract signing application with all the cryptography. That's our first product. 2022, 2023, we started to tackle into a more the crypto-centered use cases, which is token distribution. So we built a token table and providing services to right now more than 200 projects on their token distribution, token unlock. We built a platform, and we're also making 15 million in the last year for token table. Start from last year, we're also thinking about the next stage. Right now we think, okay, we have enough tech. We'll have the verifiable credentials, which is basically a set of technical stuff. We'll also have token distribution. We should spend more time finding more use cases in the real world to push crypto adoption instead of keep building more. I because we think the reality is there's too much tech to fuel adoption use cases. So we start to work with sovereign nations. And till now, like we have just published our white paper on sovereign infra for global nations, and we have worked with 6 countries. We're building important stuff like CBDC, stablecoin, and digital ID in different countries right now.
Very good. All right. Well, why don't let's start from the beginning again, Xin. Just be useful to understand. Explain Xin in just kind of simple terms. What's the high-level summary of what Xin is doing?
We are building blockchain-enabled digital infrastructure in different countries.
Yeah, love it. And so walk through, I guess, like all of the different kind of use cases. What are the most, the first use cases that are ready now, and then expand out onto a longer term time horizon, Xin?
The simple or the most important thing is always money. In the digital world, money is basically a database. It's a layered database, have some control, have some management. I give you a little bit of context. So we spend a lot of time thinking about, okay, how can we let the real world adopting crypto, right? So using crypto, like, because those two worlds have a fundamental different ideas. Like crypto world, we want something like permissionless. We want something like, basically they have basically it's totally a free world, but that's not how it really works in the real world. So we also have capital control, and it's also good for people from the country sometimes. So we basically building a system that compatible with both sides, and which is, I say, is a complicated money database, and this is our primary product. So we build a system to have like both CBDC and stablecoin, and to making sure it's compatible. It's just for the CBDC, it has 3 layers, like central bank, commercial bank, and retails. So this is our core product, and based on this, like the countries, they need a blockchain for themselves because they have their own users and user bases, user cases. We build a blockchain for them, sometimes Hyperledger, sometimes EVM. If they also need to understand who's using the assets, so we build a crypto-compatible digital ID for them, and that's so basically everything surrounding money.
So what's your view on CNBCs then? Do you think they're inevitable? Various nation states, I guess, doing various different experiments around the world at the moment. What do you see happening?
You mean the stage of what we're doing?
Well, yeah, like central bank digital currencies. What's your view on, what's your opinion on them, I guess?
Um, I think I think is it's a product that have product market fit in this stage, right? So like some people think, okay, we should use stablecoin to replace everything, but the reality is that the job of central bank is printing money, and there's no way the central bank want everybody to see they're printing money if it's on stablecoin public chain, so everybody can see everything, and we we don't really need that level of transparency, right? So we can see central bank printing every day, or I send money to you, I can see all your transaction every day. So it's actually there's some problem, like for this for the system, the public chain system we're using right now. So like we need to turn it into a more like practical system, and CBDC is one of them. And there's some like economical problems, like how to balance the power of central bank and commercial banks. And for that, like we're giving out like very practical solutions. Also, like we need to think of the scale of a country. In a country like US or China, like because the country too big, the central bank is too powerful, so it's hard for these countries to push CBDC. But for a lot of small countries, they are fine with the CBDC. Um, the commercial bank is not that powerful. They won't build their own digital cash. Like someone need to build a solution to digitize cash. The CBDC is a good solution.
Yeah, that's right. What about I guess, some of the other use cases would be, I guess, things like, tokenization. So you could do everything from, property, national assets, any kind of other government controlled resource. Also, voting systems would be a big one as well. Do you see voting on the blockchain through systems like what you guys are doing? Do you think that's in the foreseeable close future?
It's very much doable as long as once the infrastructure has been built, right? Like say right now, if you have money, digitized money, if you have digitized identity, voting will be very, very easy. Like, or like if you want to do UBI, if you want to do like say giving out money, like say President Trump was talking about like gonna distribute the tariff to everybody, right? So if you have a national blockchain, national stablecoin, national digital ID, it would be so easy. And but right now we're at the infrastructure building phase. I think that the core use case will be like I said, money, identity, and then tokenization will be a very important use cases. Like it's just like next generation of securitization, and there will be more countries want to tokenize their natural resources, their revenue generating businesses. That's very much doable.
And what about, I guess the privacy debate when it comes to things like this? Because, just talk us through. We'll start. What's your view on how privacy works with systems like this to begin with?
Privacy is important. By the way, that's why we're using a lot of Hyperledger Fabric, because it enables a lot of private transactions. like say small amount transactions or like some of the transactions. So privacy is actually very important because in terms of using blockchain, basically, if one time you're posting sensitive data on chain, it can be erased. So so we need to deal with this very carefully. And so in the very beginning, we're using the very like conservative way of like using a lot of private transactions, and yeah.
Yeah, because it's essentially users could choose the which kind of data they want to reveal for a different service, so that could be controllable eventually, couldn't it?
Yeah. But still, I mean, this is something like very important. Even the regulatory landscape is changing a lot. Like always changing. So we're very conservative about the privacy.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a good point as well, Shin, because, with the different regulations changing rapidly in different jurisdictions, it must be difficult to design systems like this that can work interoperability across, different jurisdictions, right?
But I can see it's becoming like very much possible in near future. Like there's basically two worlds. Like say the CBDC is basically onshore stable coin. Right? But it's onshore. Onshore means like the government still have a certain level of control. And if you issue real stablecoin on public chain, is offshore. So right now we're basically channeling through like the onshore offshore system. So like imagine even there's two countries, like they all have onshore offshore system, and they basically we can do seamless like transfer or forex or like transfer between these two countries, like just peer to peer, and with a liquidity layer add on to the public chain. So think and we just need to feel like all this like um compliance issues, like we need to submit enough data on like when the money comes from onshore to offshore, right? We need to making sure we get enough data for AML requirements. But it will be super easy actually. There's no need Swift, no need different level banks. It's just like stablecoin transfer on public blockchain or like stablecoin AMM on public blockchain will be so easy.
Yeah. What listeners should point out that SIGN actually stands for Sovereign Infrastructure for Global Nations. That's what SIGN stands for. So that's quite nice. You mentioned, Shin, that you guys have published a white paper. I think that was just last month that white paper was published. Of course, it is simply called Sovereign Infrastructure for Global Nations, SIGN. That's what it says. So yeah, I mean, talk us through who put the white paper together, Shin?
It's us.
Yeah, I understand that. Well, tell us what are some of the? I mean, anyone that wants to read the white paper can obviously find that from your website. But just give us some of the, I don't know, some highlights or some takeaways as to what you're trying to do that is expressed in the white paper, Shin.
Yeah, in the white paper, we basically it's a technical white paper. Basically, we're talking about like what's our offerings, and we were talking about so start with the money system, like I said, the CBDC and public chain stablecoin, and also the IDs, the verifiable on-chain attestation system for verifiable credential ID system, and the third part is tokenization, token table. So we're basically talking about like our offerings, and we're still like because we already talked to like many different countries, so I understand what they really need. What's the problem we're solving with our like product offerings. So we line out this in the white paper. But I think the more important thing is we need to explain why, right? Why we're doing this? Why blockchain is for should be for governments. Like I think so, but for that I can share a little bit more, right? Because I'm a crypto native guy since day one. Like I joined crypto. But the problem is the adoption is slow, right? So if we really think of our friends, our family members, what do they see crypto, right? So they probably still see crypto as a way of gambling. You can invest, and sometimes you lose a lot of money and make a lot of money. don't really see use cases in real world. And that's why they're also high risk. And that's why they never really want to join crypto. So the user base in crypto is stopped growing for years. Why? Because we failed to provide use cases. We have failed to work with the gatekeeper of the real world, which is the government. Like, right, most governments have very negative attitude to blockchain because but crypto people and government people holding different ideas, right? So like we don't work together. But I think there's really no need. Like I think crypto still can provide a lot of benefits to governments to improve the efficiency for their system and the public services, and a lot of stuff can be improved. But it's just like we need to respect sovereignty. We need to respect, okay, so fiat is actually a coin launched by the government as well. And we need to help them launch a better coin. We need to do better on helping them control their tokenomics instead of fighting them, and help them like break their like help them like basically sabotaging their fiat tokenomics. So if we work with them, there's a lot of angle, and we can help them. Like, I mean, crypto basically enable everybody to launch a coin. But if you really think in traditional world, every nation launch a coin, right? So that's the most mainstream altcoins. And we're all help. Okay, there's a lot of way we can help them.
Yes, indeed. Very well said. Thank you, Xin. All right. Well, look, as we start to finish up this part of the podcast, for people that want to learn more about Sign, maybe they want to read the white paper, get involved and look at the Sign token, all the stuff that you guys are doing, the community. What is the best place for people to go? Where can they go to learn more about all of this, Xin?
Our Twitter is the best place. Like we have two Twitter. One is official one is at @ETH_sign, ETH sign. And our community channel is @sign.
Very good. And the website, folks, is just, sign.global. Put that in the show notes. All right, well, it's time to finish up the show. And then we do that, of course, by running you through the very famous crypto conversation hot take round. Are you up for it? Just say yes, Xin. I'm gonna run some questions at you, and it's just a bit of fun. This is like kind of the hot quiz at the end of the show. Just want you to give me your honest answers. Question 1 for you is: where would you say you sit on the Bitcoin maximalist to multi-chain opportunist spectrum?
The first one.
Very good. All right. Well, what would you say, Xin, is your firmest conviction crypto opinion?
Crypto is an infra for everything. We're going to bring gold on blockchain, and it's going to be bigger than Bitcoin.
Yeah, I love it. Very nicely said. Xin, Bill Gates famously said that we tend to overestimate what we can accomplish in 2 years and underestimate what we can accomplish in 10. Sign sovereign infrastructure for global nations. What does it look like in 10 years' time?
There's a financial new order, right? So like I don't see in the future we still need a SWIFT to coordinating banks. We don't really need like NASDAQ or OSE to become the largest like financial capital market, right? So crypto like tokenization will be there's a new payment settlement system. There will be a new like capital market. That's like, I don't know if we can be there or we can do this, but someone's going to do this and we will try.
Yes, indeed. All right. William Gibson famously said, Xin, that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed. Can you think of an example of the future being here right now, but most people aren't aware of it?
Just Bitcoin. I think a lot of people still don't get Bitcoin. For years, I mean.
Yeah, very much agree. All right. Final question for you, Xin, is very simply, what is your favorite science fiction book, film, or TV show?
I like Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah, very nice. All right. And that brings us to the end of the show, Xin. Again, just to finish off, tell people where they can go to learn all about what you guys are doing at Sign.
Read our white paper. We spent a lot of time in there. So just go to our Twitter and we ping the white paper tweets.
Yes, indeed. And links to Twitter and, of course, the Sign website, sign.global, in the show notes. Thank you so much, Xin. All the best, and bye for now.
Thank you, Andy.